Hi, everybody. My name's Sean. Welcome to the How to Hero YouTube channel, where it's my job to help awaken the hero within you. There's a hero within all of us. So I was channeling today, asking about divine partnerships and twin flames. And I thought that it was worth sharing to the community. This is, I think, the first time that I've shared one of my channelings directly on YouTube. So what I did was I channeled, I wrote it out, and then apologies if you can hear this noise. There's people doing construction all over the place outside. So I'm using this other microphone. It doesn't sound quite as good as the normal microphone I use, but it's better at not picking up all the background noise. So anyways, I hope you can bear with that. So I'll just get right into the channeled message. It's on divine partnerships or twin flame union. And it was channeled today, Monday, July 19th. We are Ka, and we greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. We are grateful to witness your query on divine union and the twin flame concept. We ask only that you discern from your heart what is true for you and discard our thoughts that do not resonate. In this way, we may offer our philosophy freely without worry of infringement upon your free will. We are but kindred seekers of truth, seeking as you do the one infinite creator and returning to the source from which we came. All divine masculine seeks to experience divine feminine. All divine masculine seeks is to experience divine feminine through service. All divine feminine seeks is to be understood and experienced by divine masculine in service. Divine masculine is wisdom or light. Divine feminine is love. Divine masculine is positive energy. Divine feminine is negative energy. This energy permeates through all of creation, with all of reality being constructed of light, love, and love, light. We do not mean positive/negative in reference to good or bad, and it may be likened to the required polarity of electrical currents for the electricity to do work in physics. The negative pole attracts and the positive pole pushes forward. In a conscious partnership which is forming, these energies must be harmonized first in the self, as both energies exist in all mind, body, spirit complexes of this logos. Gender is a predominant indicator, but is not absolutely relevant in determining one's balancing, as each entity holds unique balances that will be of their preference in their true aligned being. When wounded, the divine masculine will distort this opportunity to experience divine feminine emotion, feeling, and vulnerability by conquering the divine feminine. This may play out in the physical relationships as overt narcissistic behavior, or it may be less pronounced, where the divine masculine blocks or protects itself against its own emotional vulnerability, which it has distorted to be perceived as weakness. The sacred divine masculine is powerful and wise. While knowing their perfection, they see no reason to protect themselves from the internal energies of the divine feminine, and will display vulnerability and emotion, knowing that this is not an expression of weakness, but is rather a showing of strength and compassion. When the divine feminine is wounded, one may notice emotional outbursts from reactive states, as the feminine love energy is pure power, potent and unmanaged by the divine masculine wisdom within the divine feminine. The masculine may be perceived as cold or unable to comprehend the feeling depth of the divine feminine, causing the divine feminine to feel the need to act out in various ways to solicit the type of attention they believe will bring the divine masculine to experience them and understand them. Due to the distortions present, these attempts will fail until the divine feminine steps into their power and balances the divine masculine within them. The sacred divine feminine, balanced in their energies, will seek to love, express feeling, be vulnerable, and offer loving service to the divine masculine. They will balance their emotional potency with the wisdom of their internal divine masculine, facilitating a peaceful approach to the conscious partnership using both love and wisdom in more balanced ways. It is for this reason that a divine union, or what some call a twin flame journey, must first begin with each entity knowing themselves. They must diligently assess their own imbalances and use this awareness to forgive and accept the self they have rejected due to early incarnation wounding, typically from parental figures or first romances. A divine partnership is a sacred mirror, a mirror in which it may be seen that the self is talking directly to the true self, with the primary focus being the recovery of all aspects of one's soul. Because this is the case, if two coming into the relationship are imbalanced or significantly distorted, these distortions will be highlighted in intense and potent ways. Imaginary power struggles, comparison to each other, judgment, and often flight/running occurs when the imbalances or distortions are to the degree that the sacred mirror is considered too difficult to look into. The best way to notice how balanced you are is your capacity to accept in unconditional love the full expression of your partner. When they can do no wrong, and when all that is seen is the perfection of the infinite creator, it would be said that you are most likely quite balanced. However, because this is a task for two seeking union, it is possible for one to be balanced while the other heals disharmony within themselves. Once the stage is set for two balanced partners, they will begin to fuse as if into a shared mind and heart, both offering their service to each other as they feel called, and both lovingly accepting both the offering of service and the lack of service, seeing perfection in all expression. It is this fusion that will begin to form their shared pathway for the work they wish to do in consciousness together in this incarnation. A divine union is one path to internal balance of self, and could perhaps be called the fast track to recognizing one's own wholeness and perfection. It is due to the potency of the catalyst on offer that beings who can make use of this catalyst will often pursue this route of spiritual evolution. Know, however, that each being's path is unique and perfect. Individuals who cannot make use of this catalyst will escape it, as the distortions will be too much to bear. If someone cannot handle the catalyst you bring, forgive yourself, thank them for the time spent together, forgive them for any perceived wrongs, and go about your days. To continue to try to push another into catalyst that they do not desire is going to bring about suffering and distraction from your own evolution, which is the inbuilt priority of all who incarnate, aiming to be harvestable at this time for graduation into fourth density. Accept and love yourself first, for you cannot receive love from another unconditionally until you love yourself with the same fervor and unabating acceptance. We are supremely grateful to offer our teach learnings in harmony and love, trust and move forward in the peace and everlasting love of the one infinite creator. And so that's the whole channeling, and I found it really interesting. It sort of confirmed for me a lot of the things that I sort of knew intuitively, I guess, but was just I guess a better way of some of the expression of it. I've often sort of said that I think that divine partnerships are sort of a mirror, and that, you know, we tend to see aspects of ourselves that we've rejected in the other person, and then we can sort of blame them and things like that. And so essentially what this seems to be telling us is to use these opportunities instead to look at the aspects of self that we're not accepting in ourselves instead of looking at the other. So it's almost like the other person in the union is a breadcrumb towards yourself. So they do something or say something, you feel triggered, and instead of pointing blame at the other person, you immediately just look within, because and with the divine union, because the unconditional love is so high, like there's like trust and acceptance. It's a lot easier to not. It's a lot easier to sort of presume that the reason that you're feeling disharmony is your own thing. It doesn't have anything to do with what they're doing. It's a lot easier to just know that. And so I think that that's what they mean when they say that it's a sort of a fast track. Basically, you know, you can imagine that relationships are likely the most catalyst that we'll get from the incarnation, from our incarnative experience here. And to have something that's very intense, like a twin flame thing or divine union, whatever you want to call it. I personally don't really like the twin flame name that much, mostly because it seems to be so distorted in the community. There's lots of, I think, misinformation floating around about that topic. So, but now that everybody talks about it using that term, I feel like I have to use that term also, to make sure that people that are looking for that type of stuff stumble across this type of content that I believe is more aligned with the overall sort of plan and the way that the plan progresses in a divine union or a sacred mirror type relationship or a twin flame journey. So I hope you guys found that helpful. It's just a short one. I just wanted to, you know, do something a little bit new. I hadn't delivered any to my channeling really on the channel. Usually I just write little Facebook posts or just write it and keep it to myself or share it with a couple people. So if you guys like it, I'll probably continue to do these types of things. If you have any questions that you'd like me to channel, those tend to be the best when I approach the channeling with particular questions in mind. I tend to get the most sort of juicy answers. So if you have any questions that you'd like me to ask Ka, I may end up doing a sort of like segment and or sort of segment, like a show, Ask Ka or something. I have no idea what I would call it or whatever. But if people resonate, if people want me to do that, it's it feels like a good thing to do. But I just need some questions. So if you have any questions for Ka or for myself, of course, leave them in the comments below. And I should be able to do this. These types of videos don't take tremendous amount of effort on my part, so it's a lot easier for me to bang out short, quick little videos on particular questions. And I think that if I'm answering questions from the community, it's a good way to serve. So anyways, I appreciate all your faces. Thank you for watching. I hope the sound was okay. I hope that the construction wasn't too bad, and I hope that you enjoyed the channeling. Thanks so much, and take care.